I think there is lots of things. Of course, when you lose into the two teams that you are gonna fight for the finals as well, I consider G2 and KC good enemies.
And before starting this video, we have to quickly thank our sponsors in Oli for helping us provide you with all this content. And as always, please, if you are looking for some energy drinks and some tasty beverages, make sure to check out the Oli website for some really nice products and use the code SE5 at checkout for €5 discount or SE10 for 10% discount on any purchase that you do on the website. And once again, thank you so much to Oli for sponsoring this content. And now, please enjoy the interview. Today was the last day of the LEC Spring Season Week 2, and I'm in the presence of the victorious Álvaro after a much needed win. It feels very good to put a victory on the board, I can assume. We saw a bit of, shakiness in the early game in Game 1, but afterwards in Game 2 it was much more clean, I feel. What is your summary of today and how it went? Are you happy with the way you won?
I mean, of course, I'm happy because I think we were in control in every single moment of the games. Of course, I think, as you said, the first game, in early game, we kind of did some mistakes. Like, we knew, for example, that Tyra was coming into bot and she was faster in tempo because she clears faster. And I still kind of play a bit more aggro on the line, and then I got cooked and we died 2 for 1. So I think, besides that, yeah, I will say it was pretty confident in the way that we played as well. And as Joya said in also other interviews and myself, I mean, discipline-wise, I think it's important. So I think this win shows that we are being more disciplined as well in training.
Yeah, and I heard on desk today there were discussions about how Yo-Yo was telling Shocks last week, I believe, that like your practice was maybe not as good before, but I heard from Jojo that apparently this week was probably your best week of practice thus far, and things have been improving a lot internally, it seems. So could you tell me more about what changed, I guess, internally, and like what have been done to make it so that Movistar KOI can be taken to the next level, I guess?
I think there is lots of things. Of course, when you lose into the two teams that you are gonna fight for the finals as well, I consider G2 and KC good enemies. After losing into them, you kind of also realize, okay, this is not enough. You need to put even more effort, put even more hours. Of course, you are always trying to give your best, but you actually realize maybe this isn't enough. And then in the way that practice, for example, before, I think we had more or less a different way of approaching it. I think right now our practices look way more close to the officials, and this is what I mean that I think Joya was referring to discipline in a way. I think it's really important that the practice looks the closest to officials, because if you're training one thing and then it's completely different when you play in official, because the tension will make it even harder. I think it's a big difference. And yeah, I mean, I agree with Jojo. Right now we are being more conscious in scrims, putting even more effort, and in a way, I think it's a really good week, but it's still, like not enough, and we need to keep holding the bar high.
And speaking of all that discipline and consistency and stuff, this is something I feel has been a topic of discussion for quite some time now. And recently we talked to Grabs, the coach of Fnatic, and he said the same. He said that in his mind, KOI was a team that was able to beat pretty much like the top 3, top 4 teams at any point, but it was not consistent enough yet. And I heard that like now, I mean, as you said, you're working on that consistency and also and all that stuff, but could you like develop as well and tell me like how do you go into fixing like something as difficult as consistency? Because I mean, obviously you can say like, oh yeah, we'll just do that same thing over and over, but like it's not that easy, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's, as I said, like I think it's complicated. There is also a lot of things. For example, doing by repetition is gonna make you do it easier as well for the next time. But for me, the most important thing is now we are putting objectives. After every game, like we have 3 different objectives, and after we finish one game of screens, we need to rate them from 1 to 5. And this basically it's about. I mean, I'm not gonna say exactly what we are working on, but it's something league related. There is 2 things about more or less like controlling the map, and then there is another thing that is mostly like coordination. And if we don't, like for example, we are scoring from 1 to 5, and basically even if we are winning or losing, you can see how it reflects on the score. And if you are doing the things well, you should mostly try to go for the 4 or the 5. And we are in a way holding the bar high, so having 5s is kind of hard in our team because we are really in a way like yeah, as I said, like we are holding the bar really high. So for example, in this week we had some 5s, so this actually shows that we are capable of doing it. And the best thing possible is like when you finish the games and you do the when you the summary, I think summary, yeah. You actually see that you are working and you are doing it better. Of course, it's not constantly, because if the next day you are not doing it that well, then you need to think why you are not doing it well, what things are stopping you from actually performing. And this also is a lot individual, so we need to grow both as a team and individual. But I think this way, in a way, you can also train the consistency. But yeah, there is, of course, when you go to official, maybe today, for example, we are scared or something happens and then we are not able to perform like this. But it's also, as I said, like this win, I think is really important because you actually see that you can do it and it gives you the confidence as well.
And the spring season for the LEC is a much different pace than the previous splits. Obviously, there's been a lot of format changes, and now we're seeing a group stage that is lasting 7 weeks instead, and it's also best of threes, right? It feels like there's a lot of more time for teams to adapt, to learn from their mistakes, and also be able to review stuff in general. Would you say that a format like this is a positive for a team like Movistar KOI? How have you been, I guess, taking this split differently from before? Because it feels like you have more time to reflect, right?
Yeah. So before, as I was as a player, I used to like for always like competing as fast as we can. You know, like in the end, like competition is what I play for, like it's what I love. But in this case, for example, I think not competing that much and in a way having that much practice before the game, you actually realize how important the practice is. Because in this case, for example, okay, we play I think on Sunday next week, so it's only 6 days. But let's say that, for example, you play on Saturday and then the next week you play on the Monday. You are having like 8 or 9 days that you don't play, and basically you need to actually manage well that time. For me, I like it, but I also would prefer if I can compete, even more as well. But I think this for the teams, for example, is gonna show up a lot how they are as emotional and how they can hold their mental, because I think it can be hard for some teams that the things are not going well. After 2 months that you get to playoffs, it's gonna be harder, and there is also events like LAN events in Spain and in France, and it can be even harder to actually come back. But in the same way, since you have more time, it can make your life easier because you don't. As for example, the last winter, like last year, it was only 3 weeks. So, I think there is way more time that you can practice. The meta is gonna shift a lot, and you have a lot of time to try it and to prove it. And since there is many days of scrims, there is always an opportunity to even try something new or actually realize how the things are looking.
And I mean, you mentioned it just now, there's going to be some LAN events, and the LEC road trip to Madrid is going to be very exciting in a few weeks from now.
Yeah.
And even more so because you're going to be facing Fnatic there in Madrid, which is, in my book at least, probably the next biggest challenge on your schedule, because next few weeks you have BDS and Vitality, which on paper should be easier opponents. Are you excited for Madrid? And also, what are you expecting for that match against Fnatic in about 3 weeks from now as well?
I mean, I'm hyped. I want to play in the event. Like for me, for example, also going to Madrid, both my mother and my brother are coming. It's gonna be also really hype. I'm playing in front of our crowd that we're playing in Spain as well. It's gonna be really hyped. And also playing into Fnatic, yeah, as I said, I think they are a strong opponent. We lost the last split into them, so also like winning now and being able to actually beat them after they eliminate you is gonna feel better. But in the end, for us right now, as we always say, like we are focusing on the present, and basically our worst enemies are ourselves in every day, and you just need to beat yourself, and basically you will become a better version. And then after, doesn't matter the enemy. We just need to play on what we train for and what we do, and and like try to give our best. And for example, into Fnatic, I think it's a strong contender, but we can for sure beat them.
Yeah. All right, we do have to close off, but last fun question for you as well, because I saw you were playing a lot of Arena as well right now. Do you think you're the best Arena player in the team, and who's the worst Arena player in your opinion, actually? I saw you were carrying Zeph, right?
Yes, I was playing with Zeph now. I mean, I was playing with Zeph fast because I had to eat or I had to do a presentation, so I didn't have time for a one solo queue. I really like playing Arena, but I think the best is Mirwin for sure. Mirwin he knows everything from Arena. Zeph is also something that he's permanently like he knows every single augment or item. But I will consider myself the second best, and then I will say Joya is the third. Then Supa the fourth because he doesn't play that much, and Jojo I think the fifth because he doesn't like it. So I think Mirwin is the best. We won the LEC Arena tournament, Mirwin and me, because we are tryhards, and yeah, I think Mirwin is top one.
All right. Well, thank you so much for talking with us in any case today. I wish you the best of luck for the next few weeks, and hopefully we'll get to talk to you again soon. For now, have a good night, good luck in practice, and see you soon.
Thank you. Bye-bye.